Hello everyone and welcome back to Next Stage Designs with me, Sylvia. In today's video I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful granny square kimono cardigan. So for today's cardigan, I used this beautiful, soft and smooth plum color aran yarn, and each ball is 400 grams, and also each ball has got 660 meters, and I used 1.5 balls of this plum color, so it will be around 990 meters. And for this light gray color is the same, is 660 meters, and I use only one ball. You will need some scissors. I will be using 5mm hook. You will need a tape measure, some stitch markers later on, and the yarn needle. And for this cardigan you will need to create 40 granny squares, and how to make these granny squares you can find the video on my YouTube channel. In this part you should have your 40 squares or blocks prepared. So you should have 5, 10, 15, 20 for one side and 20 blocks for the other side. So prepare your 40 squares. Once you have your 40 squares, don't forget to hide all the ends, and we are ready to sew. Next we are going to create 4 panels. Each panel will have 10 squares. So you will have 5 and 5 for back panel on one side. Then you will have 5 and 5 for the back panel on the other side, and then 5 and 5 on one side in the front, and 5 and 5 on the other side in the front. Now I am going to move these 20 squares to the side, and before we start, make sure all your blocks have hidden ends, because it will be much easier to sew your cardigan. And make sure all your squares are right side up. And if you don't know how to crochet these traditional granny squares, I will leave the card in the right top corner, so just click it there. Next we are going to place our granny squares, and we are going to create our 4 long panels, and each panel will have 10 granny squares, so you will have a long strips or panels. So start to place your granny squares like so, and make sure you have 4 panels. Each panel will have 10 granny squares, and also all the squares need to be the right side up like so. So one more time, I have placed my granny squares into the 4 long panels like so, and each panel has got 10 squares. Next we'll be sewing like this. We will sew here, 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 and once we have all these 4 panels sewn, then we will sew these 2 panels together right in the middle then these two panels together right in the middle, and we will have two large panels. Once we have them done, we will sew them halfway, and then we will leave this opening in the front. So first we are going to create our 4 long strips or panels, and we'll be sewing the blocks right here and here to create these 4 long panels with 10 blocks each. And it's also very handy to have these clips. I just love to use these clips for my crochet projects because they hold the panels very well. So next we are going to place the clips, and I like to start with the corners first. Also make sure the blocks are the right way up. So place your clip here in this corner, then on the other side in this corner here, and then one in the middle. And also, as you're placing your clips, remember the clusters need to be exactly opposite each other. So when we sew, we will match them very well. So before you place the clip, make sure they're facing each other. And place the clip so it won't move at all. So this one is done. Now bring the other square and do exactly the same, and that's how you are going to create your 4 panels. So you will simply have 10 blocks like so. So this is my second seam here, and I'm attaching my third block like so. So you will continue like so until you have your 10 blocks in a row for this panel. Once you have your blocks prepared, bring your hook. I'm using 5mm hook and also this plum color, but of course if you want you can also use the light gray. It's totally up to you. So I like to start in the corner like so. So find the corner of one block and on the opposite side like so, so they matching. Insert your hook and place your yarn like this and create a knot like so, nice and tight. Leave this end longer so you can hide it later on. Now insert your hook into the same place like so and chain 1. Now as you can see we have cluster here, so 3 double crochet, and also on the opposite side you have 3 double crochet. On top we have these V's, so each double crochet has got a V on top. We are going to insert on top of first double crochet on one side and first double crochet on the opposite side. Now work your single crochet like so. Find the second double crochet or second V on top on this block and also on the opposite side. Make sure they are matching. So where is your second? There it is, like so, and work your single crochet. Now the third one is here, third V on top on the opposite side like so. Insert your hook. Just make sure you go on top of the V, not in the space, because it's very easy to miss. And you should have matching clusters like so, and this single crochet seam in the middle. Now we can continue. And as we didn't chain between the clusters, we are not going to work in the space between your clusters. So simply just find the next cluster on one side and next cluster on the other side, and we will do exactly the same what we did at the start. So on top of each double crochet is your V, and make sure you match them on both sides. So find your second double crochet from this cluster on one side and on the other side and work your single crochet. Again, this last double crochet here and double crochet on the opposite side, and work your single crochet. As we didn't chain between the clusters, we are not going to work single crochet between the clusters. We will simply work only on top of those double crochet in each cluster, like so. So work your single crochet, and as you go, please don't forget to check if your clusters are matching on both sides. So continue working like so, creating your single crochet seam, and it's looking amazing. Now I am finishing this seam, and I have this last cluster to work. So I will work single crochet here, single crochet into the next one, and single crochet on top of this last double crochet on one side and one last double crochet on the other side, and then I will do my last single crochet in that corner, like so. Chain one, check before you fasten off if your clusters are matching on the opposite side, like so, and you can stretch it a little bit so the seam will sit nicely. As you can see, it's looking really nice. So once you have this seam, you will work like so on all your blocks. So you will have 4 panels, and each panel will have 10 blocks. Once we have all 4 panels, we will create 2 panels, and then we will sew our kimono cardigan together. So for each seam at the end, you will chain 1 and you will fasten off. Of course, leave this long yarn end so you can hide it later on inside your seam. So that's how you are going to sew your blocks together. Now I'm going to show you how to hide these ends inside your seams. After each seam you should do so you will have less work at the end. So simply just hide it inside your seam as good as you can, like so. So continue working on your seams like so, and remember we need to create 4 panels. Each panel will have 10 blocks. After each seam, don't forget to hide the end. So I have just completed these 2 panels and I need to do 2 more. So just to show you, we have panel here and panel here, and this will be on my one side, and then I will do 2 more panels and that will be for the other side. So just a quick check. I have 10 blocks here, 10 blocks here, hide all my ends, and once you have it, we are ready to sew these 2 panels together to create one big one. So just check your seams, and now we are going to sew it right in the middle to create our big panel. I'm bringing my clips again, and remember what we're doing with these 2 panels you will do exactly with 2 other panels. So this is one side and we'll do the other exactly the same. So just place the clips like so, and we'll be sewing right in the middle. And remember, the blocks are the right way up. So now I'm going to turn it this way so you can see much better. So prepare your hook and your yarn. Get this clip out, insert in the corner, and do exactly the same what we did when we were sewing the blocks together. This will be just the same way, but we will work the long seam all the way up. but it's exactly the same. So now you will have your first cluster on one side and on the other side, and we already know we need to find the V's on top of each double crochet like so, and work our first single crochet, find the second double crochet on one side and on the other side, and the third one on one side and on the other side, and work your single crochet. And remember, we will do exactly the same what we did on the blocks, and we need to check the clusters if they're matching. Once you come to these corners, I show you what to do next. But remember, we didn't chain between the clusters, so we won't be working into those spaces. We will simply find each double crochet of each cluster on one side and on the other side and work single crochet seam. And now I am coming closer to those corners, so I will just simply work on this last cluster. So on top of those double crochet, I will simply work single crochet like so. Make sure they're matching. And now in this corner, I will simply place one single crochet here. Then I will skip the seam and I will work one single crochet in this corner like so. And I will simply continue again, finding first double crochet, working single crochet on top, second double crochet, working single crochet on top, and the third one, and so on. So that's how we are going to work on your long seam all the way up. Continue working like so, and remember, when you come to these corners, you will simply work single crochet, skip this seam and single crochet, and simply continue working on top of your clusters. And I have done my long seam, and this is my panel completed. All we have to do is just to hide the end inside the seam like this. And now when you have done your 4 panels to here, we created these 2 large panels. Next, we will create this beautiful ribbing on the sides. So I will show you how to do it on this side, and I already prepared it on this side and it's looking amazing. So this ribbing will be on the sides. Once we have done the ribbing, we will sew our kimono together and we will leave this opening in the front. So let's just work on this ribbing. And remember, we are still on the right side up and we'll be working on this side. So now we are going to insert our hook and attach the yarn. Pull through and create a knot. Also, you can do this ribbing in this light gray color as well. So I attached my yarn. I'm going to insert my hook like so and chain 1. Now we will work single crochet all the way down first. So this will be as a base for our ribbing. So simply find your first double crochet and work single crochet on top. So on top of each double crochet, you will simply work single crochet. Do not work in the space because we did not chain between the clusters. So simply work one single crochet on top of each of these double crochet. So work like so, one single crochet on top of each double crochet. Once you come to these corners here, I show you what to do next. So I am here near these corners and I have my last cluster, and once I get to this corner I will simply do exactly the same what we did when we were attaching the blocks together. So we will do single crochet, then we will skip the seam and one single crochet in the corner as well, and then I will simply continue placing one single crochet on top of each of the double crochet all the way up. And I am finishing my single crochet, and I'm nearly at the end, so my last single crochet will be in this corner. Now we'll be working on the ribbing, and we'll be working all the way down. And for my ribbing I will be chaining 7, but my ribbing will be 6, but it's up to you. You can go as wide as you like for your ribbing. Just add one more turning chain. So now I chain 7, but my ribbing will be 6. Now we'll be working into the second chain from the hook. You will place your single crochet, as you can see this one here, and work your first single crochet into the next one, single crochet, and you need to count, so you will have 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. From now on you will have only 6 stitches. Now turn your cardigan like so, so you will work on this single crochet on top of this single crochet we created. Now into this place you won't be placing anything, because this is the part of your chain. Find the next stitch, which is this one here, and work slip stitch. Find the next stitch and work slip stitch again. You will always have 2 slip stitches like so. Turn your work, and now you will skip 1 slip stitch and this second one, so those 2 slip stitches you will simply skip, and you will see your stitches, your V's, and you'll be working single crochet back loop only, and the last stitch you will work under the full stitch. So skip these 2 slip stitches first, work single crochet back loop only, and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but the last one will be under the full stitch, always like so. So under the front loop and back loop, your 6th stitch, chain 1 and turn your work. Remember, we're still working on the same single crochet row. Now we chain 1 and we work single crochet back loop only for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, like so. Always 6 stitches, single crochet back loop only. Now we do not work into this space here, because this is the part of your last row. Find the next stitch and work slip stitch. Find the next stitch and work slip stitch. Again you have 2 slip stitches, so 1 slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. Now turn your work, and we are going to do exactly the same. First you will skip your 2 slip stitches, so 1, 2, and find a single crochet and work single crochet back loop only for 5 stitches, and the 6th one will be under the full stitch. Don't forget to count. So my 6th one will be under the full stitch, but you will have always 6 stitches. Chain 1 and turn your work. Now you will do exactly the same. One more time. So skip this one because that's your chain 1, and work 1 single crochet back loop only, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Make sure you find the last one because it's sometimes hiding. Now don't work into this one. Remember, that's the part of your last row. Slip stitch into the next and slip stitch into the next. Turn your work, skip those 2 slip stitches and work single crochet back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th one will be under the full stitch. Chain 1 and turn your work again, and that's how we are going to continue working on your ribbing on this side, and you will have it also on the other side outside. Once we have these 2 panels with the ribbing, we will sew these 2 panels together right in the middle. So finish your ribbing, and I have last 2 rows to finish here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I will slip stitch into the next and slip stitch into the next stitch like so. Turn your work, skip those 2 slip stitches and work single crochet back loop only, and the last stitch will be under the full stitch like so. Chain 1 and finish your last row. Single crochet back loop only for 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And as I don't have any more places where to place my slip stitches, I will simply just do 1 slip stitch here and chain 1 and finish my ribbing here. Leave this yarn and longer so you can hide it later on like so. And now we have completed these 2 panels and also our ribbing on the sides, and it's looking amazing. So we have 1 panel here, so we have 10, 10 and the ribbing, and then we have on this side 10 and 10 and the ribbing on the side. Then we will create our seam and we will leave this front open. Before we create our back seam, we are going to use the stitch markers. So we will find our shoulder seam. So you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exactly halfway, because we have 5 in the front and 5 at the back of each long panel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I will place the stitch marker like so. Now we know this is exact half because we have 5 in the front and 5 at the back like this. So when we place the stitch markers, we know this will be our shoulder seams. So next we'll be creating this seam at the back, but we will work halfway from this square here, so it's more comfortable behind our neck. So these are our shoulder seam, and behind those shoulder seam we will mark the half of that block, and this will be right behind your neck. So we will have this little V right behind our neck, and it will be very, very comfy that way, so the cardigan won't be pulling on your shoulders. So mark the half of the squares somewhere here, and then we will sew the seam all the way down. So now you can take those stitch markers you placed and just simply place it in the middle of the one square and in the middle of the other square like so. Now you can use the clips again so it will hold the panels nicely together. So place your first clip where are those stitch markers, and then continue all the way down like so until you reach those corners. And that's what we have now, and we'll be sewing this seam here from those stitch markers. These are your shoulder seams. This is the half of your blocks at the back right here, and all the way down we will be creating the same seam as we did when we were putting our blocks or squares together. And we will work our way all the way down from the stitch markers. So where are your stitch markers? You can just take them out, and in that space you will insert your hook like so. So attach your yarn like this, insert your hook, and we will work our first single crochet in that space. Now you will find your first double crochet on one side from that cluster and on the opposite side, and work exactly the same way as we did when we were attaching our blocks or the panels together. Single crochet, seams. So find your double crochet on one side and the opposite, and do not work between your clusters, as we did not chain between the clusters, so we don't have to place single crochet between the clusters. So that's how you are going to work on your seam the same way as we did on our blocks or when we were attaching the panels together. So simply work single crochet seam all the way down. And again, when you get to those corners, you will do exactly the same. You will work single crochet, skip the seam, and single crochet like so. And simply continue placing single crochet on top of those double crochet from your clusters like so, all the way down. And I am nearly at the end, and I have this double crochet here, and I will place my last single crochet in the corner. Chain one and fasten off, leave it longer so you can hide it inside your seam. And that's what we have, and this is the seam we created, and this is the small V behind our neck. These are our shoulder seams, so you can tell this V will be right behind your neck, and the shoulder seams will sit nicely on your shoulders without pulling. So next we are going to open our cardigan like so. This is the opening in the front, and now we'll be working like so all the way around down to this triangle, and then all the way down to this corner. And I'm going to start at this corner here, and I will attach my yarn first, and again leave this yarn end longer so you can hide it later on. Insert your hook and chain one. Now I will work single crochet on top of those double crochet. I will not work between the clusters, and we will do exactly the same, creating single crochet base for our next step. So simply do what we did before we created our ribbing on the side. So simply work single crochet like so. Once you come to the triangle behind your neck, you will have this corner here, so simply do what we did before, single crochet, then skip the seam and single crochet, and then simply continue placing single crochet on top of those double crochet like so, and this will be the base for our next step. So simply work single crochet as we did before, like this. And I am finishing here, and I will place my last single crochet into that corner, chain one, and I am not going too fast enough. I will be working single crochet in every stage all the way back for as many rounds as you like. Maybe you want your color to be thicker. Also, if you want, you could also do the ribbing the same way as we did on the sides. So it's totally up to you, but I decided to go only with single crochet for as many rounds as you like, and you will do exactly the same at the bottom of your panels and also at the back panel at the bottom. So I'm going to chain one and simply work my way to the other corner. So I will go all the way up to the triangle behind the neck and then all the way down to the other corner, and you will do as many rows as you like. So it's totally up to you, and you can do exactly the same at the bottom of your panels. Do as many rows as you like. So continue working on your rows. Chain one at the end of each row, turn and go all the way back. You could also do single crochet back loop only. It's totally up to you. If you want more texture, it's totally up to you. But I decided to go only with 2 rows, and now I'm going to again attach my yarn like this, make a knot, now insert your hook into the same place, into the first corner, work single crochet, on top of those double crochet, work single crochet. Once you come to your ribbing, you will place 1 single crochet on top of each stitch, and when you come to those corners, you know what to do. You simply work single crochet, then you skip the seam and single crochet. So continue working like so. All the way to your ribbing. So I am here in these corners, and we done it exactly the same way as we did before. So I am here close to this ribbing, and I placed 1 single crochet, and now where is my ribbing? I will simply space the single crochet in each stitch like so, and the last one here, chain 1 and turn my work, and I will do 1 more because on my collar all the way around I done 2 rows, so I will do at the bottom 2 rows as well on each panel. So if you have done on your collar ribbing, you can do ribbing at the bottom on all of your panels. So I chain 1, enter my work, and I will do 1 more row of single crochet. So I will have 2 rows of single crochet at the bottom of each panel. Chain 1 and fasten off, leave this yarn end longer and hide it inside like so. So this is the bottom of my panel, and I have done 2 rows. Next, create the slip knot hold your yarn and like so and create the cross. Go under this first one, on top of the second one, pull it down and twist your hook, and this is your slip knot. Now we are going to chain for as many chains as you need to reach 60 inches long chain. So chain like so, and you will need to create 2 of these, so each chain will have 60 inches. Once you have it, you will simply chain your last chain and fasten off, leave it longer so you can hide this end. And now when you have these long 60 inches chains, I show you the way how you can add it to your kimono. Also, there are many ways how to wear this kimono style poncho. It's at the start of this video. And I counted the third block from the shoulder seam, and somewhere in the middle of that third block you can place your chain like so. You could also go through those gaps on your granny square. You don't need to go as close to the edge as I did in here, but it's totally up to you how you gonna wear your kimono. So just to show you this one way, also how to finish these chains, you could also add the bead at the end and then do the knot, or you could just simply finish it like so with a big knot at the end and then simply hide it with the needle inside the chain, or just cut it like so. You could also add the tassels if you like. It's totally up to you. So do the knots on both sides. I just do it this way, thread it, and you are done. And you will do exactly the same on the other side. So that's what you have on one side, and you will do it on the other side. And this is our beautiful granny square kimono cardigan, or poncho if you like, finished. I really enjoyed working on this kimono. You can make it in any color if you like. Also, you can make it longer. It's totally up to you. You could add the ribbing on the collar and at the bottom the same way as we did on the sides. Also, the string, you can have it on the side or as a belt or only in the middle. You could wear it as a scarf as well. The styles I'm showing at the start of this video are only few of so many, so use your imagination and wear this kimono style cardigan the way you like or prefer. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, please don't forget to like it, share it, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel Unique Stitch Designs for more ideas from me, Sylvia. And please don't forget to find me on social medias. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest and TikTok. Thank you very much for watching.